And we certainly look forward to that. Today is Nancy Pelosi's first full day as the first woman Speaker of the House. As you see her here, surrounded by her grandchildren, the Speaker has quite a contrasting image from her predecessors, let's just put it like that. GMA senior national correspondent Claire Shipman, who is on Capitol Hill, has more on this historic milestone for the nation. Good morning again, Claire.
Good morning, Robin. You could actually feel the history of the moment, especially in an era of such partisan politics, when Nancy Pelosi received a standing ovation, not just from the Democrats, but from Republicans, too. She has barely started her job, but her election is already having an impact on a lot of Americans. Now one of the most powerful women in the country, Nancy Pelosi's ascension a huge victory for Democrats. But many women, as they watch her, are more interested in something beyond partisan politics. That history-making crack in the marble ceiling of Capitol Hill politics. The first female Speaker of the House, second in line for the presidency.
It is a moment for which we have waited over 200 years. For our daughters and our granddaughters now, the sky is the limit.
Indeed, even Republican women find themselves feeling, well, proud.
I love to see women in positions of power in government.
And of course, Ellen's thinking about her 11-year-old daughter, Stephanie.
Well, obviously, I support having a role model that is somebody that works hard and is someone that girls can look up to.
And it seems that Stephanie is paying attention.
Now that I see her in these powerful positions, well, I think that I have more opportunities in my life. You see, like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, they don't really do anything. They're just, because they do something bad, they're on the front cover of a magazine.
You and I are living in history.
The day after the election, Nancy Pelosi and women in politics were all the buzz in this 8th grade government class.
What would be an example of someone who apparently has achieved a position of power?
Condoleezza Rice, she's the Secretary of State. Nancy Pelosi is now in charge of the House of Representatives.
How do you feel about that?
I just feel happy that a woman is in charge, and it's not only men that have like a big voice.
These students are also watching a record number of women in Congress who have a reputation for being able to put aside partisanship and get things done.
We have lots of history that show when women are in the Senate or in the House, the issues that are important to women and families get a different kind of attention. We've been really careful to build our bridges because we need all the help we can get.
And of course, there's another candidate waiting in the wings, hoping to dip into that well of woman power.
I think everybody who wants to compete should compete. Right. It's a free country. You know, we tell our children, if you study hard and you're a good kid, maybe you could grow up and be president.
Even if you're a girl.
Even if you're a girl.
But back in that government class, the 8th graders reached no consensus on that debate.
Being the head of the House of Representatives is a completely different position than being the president. We might be ready for a change, but I'm not sure the country and other countries together are ready for that change.
Just because other countries don't approve of having a woman president doesn't mean that we shouldn't have one. We can prove them wrong.
Now, ultimately, polls are showing that 80% of Americans say they are ready for a woman as president, and it tends to be the case that the more women there are in leadership positions, the higher those numbers go. Of course, it will all depend, Robin, on who the individual female candidate is who's running for president.
That's what it all boils down to. All right, Claire, thank you very much. It was good to see that discussion in that classroom.